Africa project requires work.
No, not this one, yeah.
You don't agree?
No, not this one.
There are people who said we have too many holidays.
Okay.
That's what they said. That's what they were saying.
How about we bank the holidays and have time around them to do other productive things, promote tourism, domestic tourism. Bank holidays also create value in businesses.
You bank the holiday.
Yes.
You put the holiday in the bank.
So today is Tuesday, right? If today would have been a holiday, we could have pushed it to Friday or brought it to Monday.
Okay.
So we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Those of us who want to tour the country will move on Friday or something.
So they don't disrupt the week.
Yeah, but AU Day, I can't call my friends in South Africa.
You can still call
and do proper business.
He has his own plans. Don't mind it. He has his own plans for the day. We will work today. Let's start with the daily graphic.
Okay, now there's a very dark image on the front page of the daily graphic, and the headline matches it. Dark streets, safety swallowed up in the night. We're talking about streets that have no street lights, guys, and it's very dangerous. Now, also, World Meets in Ghana Investment Forum fixed for 2022. SEC launches first master plan for capital market, and Cobra River regaining quality. Those are the big headlines on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Now, on the back page, the Malcolm Foundation is supporting girls' menstrual hygiene. This is very, very important. And a tanker has exploded and burned half of a village.
Wow.
Half of a village.
Half of a village, a fuel
Ashanti
tanker. Yeah,
region.
the Ashanti region.
A whole village.
Charlie.
Wow.
Let's go to the front page of the Ghanaian Times. 17 days more to the Green Ghana Let's Plant 5 Million Trees in a Day project. It's on the front page. It's on all the front pages, yes.
There, yeah.
Now, there's also a picture of the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. And the headline says, Ghana to produce COVID-19 vaccines? That's a question. The answer should be yes. UNWTO agrees to assist Ghana to develop tourism strategy. Dr. Awao. Suspect in Cape Coast teacher murder arrested. And DTI Community Innovation Business Competition 10 battle for $22,000.
The Daily Guide, tears and drama at Galamsey trial. Also, prisoners go wild over poor food.
Oh.
Yeah. Nana wants Ghana on UN Security Council. CAF, that's Komfo Anochi Teaching Hospital maternity block unit, goes down. We saw those images.
Yeah.
It's been demolished. And World Meets in Ghana Forum bounces back in 2022.
Now, to the finder, government releases 125.9 million Ghana cedis for senior high school feeding. We need to look into this and see how much will go into local pockets, as in local producers and local produce. How to scale up anti-graft fight outlined. COVID-19, more than 100,000 received second jab in 5 days.
All right.
World Tourism Organization to assist Ghana develop innovation-led tourism strategy. And John Kuma has commissioned a catfish pond and a bridge in Ejuso.
A catfish pond and
Yes.
a bridge. John Kuma. I put Yakuma.
Yes. Adjune hene. Catfish adjune.
The Daily Statesman. NPP endorses excavator burning in Galamsey fight. World Meets in Ghana Forum slated for 2022. Tanker explosion kills 3 in the Ashanti region. There it is again. And Palugu Dam critical for poverty reduction.
The Chronicle, confusion rocks Ghana Law School exams, but Director Opoku Ajiman says no cause for alarm.
Okay.
Businessman petitions Interior Minister to probe Interpol Ghana. Ghana Armed Forces promotes Colonel Ajiman after journalist saga and reject funds from Galamsey kingpins. Okujeto tells political parties.
The Business and Financial Times. SEC unveils 10-year capital market master plan to boost growth. Maiden BNFT Money Summit is coming up. Maritime economy looks to open ship registry to boost fortunes. GRIB, that's a Ghana Rice Association, skeptical about government's rice self-sufficiency projection. And 2022 is slated for World Meets in Ghana Forum.
The new crusading guide. President Akufo-Addo is on the front page. Ghana vies for UN Security Council post, receives AU ECOWAS endorsement. Corporate institutions must align CSR to government development agenda. This is a good call from the Doma East MP. Kwabin residents are angry. You want to know why?
Why?
It's because of the Kate Jomfua mining excavator burning saga.
Okay.
Yes. John Kuma is here. He has commissioned a 50,000 capacity catfish pond. This is big, 50,000 capacity catfish pond.
It's not a small boy.
And a bridge. in Ejuso.
Okay.
And
ABC News. 120 bridges set this year, says the Ministry of Roads. We heard this story yesterday. President Kufuor consoles Nigeria over the loss of their army chief. Yeah, that was tragic over there. Belarus authorities forced landed Ryanair to arrest journalist and activist Raman Pratasevich. And Galamsey war can't be partisan.
the new publisher, World Meets in Ghana 2022, a unique gathering of CEOs, diplomats, investors, and business leaders. What they say could move markets. And KGL partners Sports Ministry to raise funds for AFCON World Cup. And the Kufuor grabs 170 million euros for the Development Bank Ghana.
Let me do the websites quickly. Lieutenant Colonel Ajiman's appointment, a disrespect to Ghanaians. Kufuor must act now. This is from a group called United Press. Also, Armed Forces may not have received a comprehensive report on Colonel Ajiman. This is Bright Odro speaking. In other stories, our goal is to institutionalize the culture of protest in Ghana. This is Fix the Country conveners. Meanwhile, Parliament returns from recess today, and cath lab scientists say we won't engage management until they are ready to meet our demands. CitiBusinessNews.com. Ghana likely to lose if ENI Springfield impasse ends up in court, according to IES. Also, Petroleum Commission builds capacity of indigenous companies, and FDA collaborates with GEPA to boost export trade. MyJoyOnline.com. 3 persons, including 2-year-old, die in tanker explosion at Onyinanofo in Ashanti region. Assault on Citi FM journalist. Released National Security Director gets top armed forces job. In other stories, MP arraigned before court over $2.4 million fraud. And listen to the road minister. Akufo-Addo felt like weeping while traveling on the terrible Hamile road. This is Amakwata. Now, I have a headline of the day. That headline of the day is on Star FM. This headline says, "Pay us with the same passion you speak to us, road contractors to Amakwata."
Sorry.
Charlie. Pay us with the same passion you speak to us, road contractors to Amakwata. Also, presidency sent us to Etiwa Forest. Galamsey operatives go berserk in court. Other story, soldier who led assault on Citi FM's Kalekuda gets top military post. And immigration officers withdraw from border towns over unpaid stipends. Charlie, these are serious stories not to be laughed at. Now, if you go to the Ghana News Agency, the lead story is this: 3 perished, 5 injured in fuel tanker accident. The one you read about, the village that got burnt. SEC launches 10-year capital market master plan to shape industry. And 85 census field officers and supervisors to receive COVID vaccination ahead of the vaccination program. This explosion that kills 2-year-old boy is trending as well. It's also on GhanaReport.com and in a few other websites. Maybe we want to start with that.
Very, very, very
Yeah, let me just hear that. I think it's a serious story.
Yeah.
I think you read it in...
Yes, the Daily Statesman.
Okay, just take me through that
Tanker
story.
explosion kills 3 in Ashanti region. It's in other papers as well, but let's take the statesman's version. 3 people were yesterday reported to have died in a tanker explosion at Onyinanofo in the Ahafoano Southwest district of the Ashanti region. The truck driver and his assistant, as well as a 2-year-old boy living in the community, were said to have been burnt to death in the evening. 3 other children are yet to be found, according to residents who spoke to Joy News after the accident. Eyewitnesses were quoted to have said that the incident occurred after the fuel tanker lost balance, skidded into the village, and exploded in the process. About 20 houses in the community were said to have been torched. Most residents are rendered homeless. At least 7 people who sustained various degrees of injury were sent to a hospital for treatment. Ghana Police Service and Ghana National Fire Service were at the scene to bring the situation under control. Meanwhile, officials of NADMO said they're working to provide relief items for the victims. This is so sad.
It is very serious. And you know the way a lot of our roads are, people have houses next to the roads. Some of the roads go through communities. It's not best practice. The best way to have it is to have these roads that are bypass roads. But that to take a lot of time and a lot of money. So moving away from that into other stories this morning, the graphic leads with dark streets, and I think it's a good story.
Yes.
Something we've been talking about for a long time on this show.
Very long time. Dark streets, safety swallowed up in the night. Street lighting, which is to provide illumination in the night, is increasingly becoming a decorative facility in many parts of the country. Can you imagine? While some street lights have remained non-functional for a long time, others come on and immediately go off, posing a threat to the safety of drivers, riders, pedestrians, and other people. Apart from Soyani, the Bono regional capital, which has a good number of street lights in the night, many other regional capitals have poles just bearing the lights lined up to beautify the street during the day, but they are of no worth in the night. Accra and Kumasi are the two major cities that are not left out. In Accra, some ceremonial streets are bright in the night, others are nothing to write home about. In Kumasi, the streets are mostly dark at night, despite a few solar-powered lights dotting some streets, but many of those are dim, very, very dim. This is serious. Well, we talk about this all the time.
And that contributes not just to accidents, also to robberies as well. So it's a double problem. Thank you for putting that on the front page.
Well,
Come to the
Bernard, I
final.
mentioned the tree planting, and I'll bring you a story from the hometown of the former president Hilary Mann. It's about a rainstorm. And listen to this story. It says a rainstorm has ripped off the roofing of several buildings at Golu in the Sisala district of the Upper West region. The rain, which lasted a few hours, ripped off the roofing of the Hilary Mann Senior High School. That is one. The building of the Ghana National Fire Service. That is 2. Ambulance service. That is 3. The police station in the district. That is 4. The Wujua Chips compound. 5. And some other buildings in the community. And somebody who says he just constructed his roof, and he says it's a brand new roof that they did, has also been ripped off. I'm reading this story because when Forestry Commission says we should plant trees, it's not just to beautify the city, but it's also to protect us. If these people had enough trees, it will serve as windbreaks, and all this havoc wouldn't have happened. So in 17 days, 5 million trees. Let's step out there, let's plant, and create a better environment.
Let me give you this story that's trending. Assault on Citi FM journalist. Released National Security Director gets top armed forces job. This story is in many websites. I'll read the Joy version. Director of Operations for National Security, whose secondment was reversed after preliminary investigations into the assault on Caleb Kuda of Citi FM, has been given another top job in the Ghana Armed Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Frank Agyemang has been reappointed as Ghana Armed Forces Commanding Officer of the 64 Infantry Regiment. Per Joy News checks, the announcement came barely 24 hours after he reported back to post upon being released by the ministry, together with 3 police officers. Portions of the statement indicating transfer in the Ghana Armed Forces dated May 21 revealed that Lieutenant Colonel Frank Agyemang has been moved from Army Headquarters to 64 Regiment as the commanding officer, Winston Nama of the Super Morning Show said on Joy Media News. There have been reactions to this, a couple of reactions. There's one from Mr. Bright Udro. Now, he's a former DG of the CID. He's been speaking on this. It says that the possible absence of a comprehensive report on why Lieutenant Colonel Agyemang was withdrawn from the National Security may have led to his new appointment as the commanding officer of the 64 Infantry Battalion. Now, Mr. Odro told Citi Eyewitness News that although the reversal of the secondment of Lieutenant Colonel Frank Agyemang is in itself not a punishment, the security services can also not be faulted over his new appointment if they have not been given an account of his involvement in the assault case. So it's basically saying that they may not have had a full report, which is why they did what they did. Now, we are told that his appointment took effect from Friday, May 21, a day after he was withdrawn from National Security. Now, some groups are not happy with this. CDD has issued a statement on the whole investigation. Then there's another one from a group called United Press. Now, they're saying this group, the United Press for Development Network, has called on the president to act on the appointment of Lieutenant Colonel Frank Agyemang as the commanding officer of the 64 Infantry Battalion. According to the network, the president must do this as the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Now, the temporary transfer of Lieutenant Colonel Agyemang and 3 policemen to the ministry was terminated for inappropriate conduct following the arrest and detention of Caleb Kuda and Zoe Abu Bedu. Now, the story then says that the decision to transfer him and make him the head of the 64 is almost like a slap in the face of Ghanaians, and that has to be dealt with. Then CDD has issued a statement saying that they will pursue reforms in national security until we get better treatment, and that's in a long 2-page statement. We'll read that during the show proper.
Okay.
There's a special supplement in the Daily Graphic about AU days, AU at 58, assessing unions' relevance. So you can pick that up, pick up the Daily Graphic, and you'll see some of the founding fathers of the African Union pictured there. Of course, our own Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Haile Selassie, Gamal Abdel Nasser, they're all pictured here. Okay, so pick that up. But in the Daily Guide, prisoners go wild over poor food. Central prisons in the Western region staged a protest last Friday against what they describe as the small quantity and poor quality of food served them daily. Tempers were so high to the extent that they boycotted the food served on Friday morning and they chanted war songs in the prison yard. They also indicated that they are human beings, and for that matter, they deserve to be treated with dignity and be served with enough quality and delicious food. The protest was confirmed in an interview with the DSP Netse Ajete, who's the PRO of the secondary prisons. He said a misunderstanding led to the inmates' action. He explained that the government has been paying 1 Citi 80 pesos a day for each inmate to eat for years, and this is for their daily feeding rule. The secondary prisons was originally supposed to accommodate 400 inmates, but there are currently 600 in there, so they have a lot of overcrowding. They're supposed to feed over 600 people with an amount meant for 400 inmates, and that amount in itself is inadequate. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Now let's talk more about food. Government has released 125 million Ghana cedis for senior high school feeding. Remember 2 weeks ago we spoke to Kofi Asare about the sardine or tinapa of this?
The mackerel.
Yes. Now the story here says the Ministry of Education has released an amount of 125.9 million Ghana cedis to the buffer stock company and headmasters of senior high schools for the payment of perishable food items for the school feeding program. Out of the total, 83 million was released to the buffer stock company, 142 million went to the headmasters of senior high schools for the second semester. This was contained in a press release signed by Mr. Benjamin Kofi Jesse, Chief Director of the Ministry. Now, when you check other stories on education from the Ghanaian Times, government adopts measures to rectify distorted academic calendar. The Education Minister says that the government has adopted adequate and effective measures to rectify the distortion caused to the country's academic calendar by COVID-19. And the minister says a lot of e-learning would be done, and that will become a key feature of Ghana's education delivery.
Can we talk about roads and then do some Galamsey stories?
Let me give you one more education, then you can do Galamsey, because the law school is in the news again.
What are they doing this time?
Confusion rocks Ghana law school exams.
A
BIM. And the story says renewed tension is mounting within the corridors of the Ghana Law School as Bachelor of Law students preparing to write this year's entrance examination for admission into the school have accused both the authorities of the Ghana Law School and the Independent Examination Committee of the General Legal Council of attempts to frustrate their efforts in seeking admission into the school. The students said these two bodies are issuing conflicting and contradictory directives relating to the courses the students are expected to study for the purposes of this year's exams scheduled for August 24, 2021.
There was a story about the Galamsey trial in the Daily Guide. There's a version here that is quite interesting where we are told that some of the operatives have gone berserk in court. This is on Star FM. It says some Galamsey operatives arrested for engaging in illegal mining in Itiwa Forest went berserk on Monday, May 24 at the premises of the Koforidua Circuit Court B after the court refused them bail. The prosecution, led by Dixon Donko and Helena Samlafo, both state attorneys, and Sylvester Asari, police prosecutor, prayed the court to remand the accused persons into police custody to enable further investigations into some names of individuals mentioned by the accused persons as those who allegedly sent them. But the lawyers for the accused person, however, prayed the court that their clients will not run away and they will be available anytime the court needs them, therefore be considered to grant bail. Presided by Her Honor Mercy Adeikote, however, the court remanded the accused into police custody. This is the second time the accused have been refused bail. Some of the accused persons seated in the handcuffs in a bus went berserk, accusing the ruling MPP of using them and dumping them. Some of them alleged that the party used them to commit atrocities in Ayawaso West Wuogon, as well as 2020 election in Kumasi. Then they quoted, "You sent us to Ayawaso in 2020 election, you sent us to Kumasi to make a show, but today you are calling us thieves. Meanwhile, it is the office of the president that sent us to the Tiwa Forest. MPP is not a good party, we will show them." Now the names are 32, I can't go through all. They've been charged provisionally with possession of firearms without lawful excuse, and the facts of the case are also given in the story.
All right, let's go to on the Galamsey line and Cobra River regaining quality. Now, Kojo, you can see this image.
Yeah.
The comparison. There's a before and after here on page 16 of the Daily Graphic, showing us what the river looked like before Operation Halt started their
Is it not too early to start talking about regaining?
Well, the current state of the river, it looks a bit better. So the first one looks like coffee with a bit of milk. The second one looks like milk with a little bit of coffee in it. So there's a bit of improvement. It has begun to run a bit clearer after Operation Halt stepped up its activities. This special operation by the military task force is about a month old now, and we're seeing a bit of improvement. So again, pick up the paper, see what you see on the page here.
I want you to talk about
has been saying something about Galamsey, which I want to
saying?
share with you. So basically, in a post on Facebook, which has been reproduced by the Chronicle, he's saying that we've been fighting Galamsey for a while now, but why is it that not even one overlord or an actual financier of the operations has been arrested? Because according to him, the people we see in the videos are not people who can possibly afford the excavators.
So they are the
And he said
implementers,
that-
not the source.
Yes. How difficult would it be to find the actual owners of the machines using their unique chassis numbers and readily available technology to track the real owners instead of just burning them? And I think this is...
I have two stories on the road minister. Yesterday we had a lot of stories on roads. This is more stories. So my journal line, the minister of roads has revealed that the president was on the verge of weeping when he traveled on the Hamile Road in the Upper West region some time ago. According to Kwesi Amakwata, the Hamile Road was in such a terrible state that traveling on it with the president was nearly impossible. But he said the president immediately directed him as a matter of urgency to ensure the road is constructed.
Yes.
He was speaking on Sunday at the press briefing on measures the government is taking to improve Ghana's road network. Now, there's another story on Star FM which sort of it says, pay us with the same passion you speak with us, road contractors to minister. Road contractors in the country have urged the Roads and Highway Minister Kwesi Amakwata to resort to the same passion with which he condemns bad roads in paying contractors for jobs done. According to the contractors, getting paid for jobs has become a difficult banter between them and government, leading to the death of some contractors. It comes on the back of claims of the minister that government will be going hard on contractors in the coming weeks over shoddy jobs. He says almost every month. He said the roads ministry is moving the defect liability period from 12 months to 5 years. Reacting to the comment, Chief Executive of Ghana Chamber of Construction, Emmanuel Cherry, said a lot of roads would have been fixed by now if the government had followed agreements. We are entering the rainy season. As we speak, a lot of construction has stalled. Some of the contractors have moved from the site because the contractual agreement hasn't been met. If you want to see the efficiency of a Ghanaian contractor, payment has to be made. We are challenging the minister to pay us and will provide the quality he wants. The passion and energy with which he spoke yesterday, I love it. But he should put the same passion into paying us.
Yes.
That was what he said.
Once the president was on the verge of weeping, me, when I was coming to work this morning, I was smiling.
Why?
Because I saw graders, I saw rollers, I saw all sorts of machines.
On your road?
That Dental Dodoa road.
Wow.
And
Wow,
it was just
wow.
in my dreams, man. But he says it's under construction. And I thought...
You can't be excited for a second. All right, let's talk
Anyway,
about rice
okay,
production.
okay,
Hang on.
go
All right,
right.
so GRIB, which is the Ghana Rice Interprofessional Body, has expressed strong skepticism about government's projection that the nation will attain rice self-sufficiency by 2023. GRIB is of the conviction that the current state of rice production, from seed planting to the final product, is not one that supports the attainment of government's projection. According to them, since the day government announced that the nation will be self-sufficient in rice in the next 2 years, they have intentionally monitored activities toward attaining the target, but its members are yet to be convinced that the target is attainable. They said there are a plethora of challenges that members have been faced with over the years, and little or no improvement has been realized. They need good seeds, capital, mechanized farming, agro inputs, etc. in order to surmount those challenges. Rice,
Yes.
Charlie.
And there's something also happening in Kumasi. You remember the KJTR markets?
Yes.
It is now to close at 7 p.m. beginning 1st of June 2021.
As against what time?
They used to allow them to trade beyond 7 p.m. But according to the managing director, after the fire and a few other issues, they've decided to close the market at 7 p.m. So it opens at 6, closes at 7. Now, what other people are saying is that this market is big and it could actually turn Kumasi into a 247 trading hub.
Let me give you two further stories. We won't engage management until they are ready to meet our demands. This is still Konfanochi, Kumasi. You just mentioned KJT. Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, chapter of Ghana Association of Medical Lab Scientists, says it will only go to the negotiation table with management of the hospital when there is an assurance that their demands will be met. The lab scientists at CAT began a 1-week sit-down strike last week to protest the posting of 2 medical specialists to the Lab Services Directorate. I think we should have a conversation about labs. Yes. A lot of hospitals don't trust their own labs. A lot of people have to go and pay essentially through the nose to get good lab. And now, if you go to some of these big lab places, Kojo, it's full.
Yeah.
And without reliable lab services, many doctors cannot diagnose diseases.
True.
So I think we should talk about that in a greater detail. And also, what are the real issues? Is it just the position of the lab scientists or the equipping of hospitals with proper labs?
I think we need to look at this. There was a committee set up some years ago to look at some of these issues: lab scientists, medical doctors, physician assistants, and their role in the biomedical space and all that. And this particular issue happening, I think we need to revisit that committee report, the recommendations and resolve this issue, because it's creating so much confusion in the health service now, and it's something we need to deal with immediately.
Finally, Citi launches the literacy challenge, and this year it's a 3-level challenge. First one, you do an essay. Second one, you take part in an aptitude test, and finally you take part in a quiz. Now, this is the essay topic. As an aspiring presidential candidate, in not less than 600 words, write a convincing manifesto speech that is intended to fix the country and to restore hope in political governance. Essay must not be more than 600 words. Write it in your handwriting. Let your parent or guardian sign it. Send it to the Literacy Challenge PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central, or bring the essay by hand to Citi FM, Citi TV in Adabraka. The top 50 contestants will take part in an aptitude test. The top 10 will take part in a quiz
So
competition.
if you're a parent, you're a teacher, you're a big brother, big sister, uncle, aunt, whatever.
It's a JHS thing.
Encourage the younger ones in the house.
JHS.
Let them write.
JHS,
You know, the younger ones know something we don't know.
Yeah, man.
And you must encourage them to share those solutions.
Once you're in JHS 1, JHS 2, JHS 3, this is your chance to win 10,000 CDs and other fantastic prizes. Thank you, Kojo. Thank you, Kokui. That's all we have time for the newspaper review. Coming up next is the